Yo, PlayStation Gaming, what's good, bro? Sorry, man, I'm just sorting out my display capture here. It's a little messed up. Default view, that's what I was looking for all this time. Here we go. Some normality. How are you doing, PlayStation Gaming? You good? Can you hear me okay? Let me know how I sound. We're just gonna have a bit of a chill and chat. Sweet. Yeah, it's good that you're here, my guy. Thought I'd just SOCOM trash. Donnell Brown, what's good, my dude? Good to see you, man. Nah, SOCOM's amazing, bro. SOCOM US Navy SEALs 2 on PS2 was the bomb. It was amazing. Don't know what you're chatting. Hey Neverland, what's up? This is a very impromptu stream. I had no plans to stream, but I thought I can't sleep. My brain's spinning, and thought I'd just come and hang with you guys. See whoever wanted to come and chill, and I'll have a little rant whilst I'm at it. I reckon. Got a few things to offload, if you know what I mean. Donnell, you have SOCOM on PSP? I didn't know the PS2 games went over to PSP. Mind you, if you've got Homebrew, then you can play PS2 games on PSP, no problem, I imagine. Such a good console, man. Gotta love PS2. Such an awesome. Axel, my bro, so good to see you here. By the way, if any of you guys want to jump on the mic, let me know. I can bring you in. You're always welcome. It's gonna be a bit of just a chill discussion. Oh, sweet. Cheers for that, Donnell. I'll check that out. Check that out, definitely. What are you guys looking forward to the most in 2022? What's the game that you've got your eye on the most? Would love to hear it. My boy Axel in the chat, what's good, my bro? So glad you're here, man. Sweet, sounds good. I've got my vodka and Diet Coke at the ready. Here's the invite, Axel. I'll DM it you on Twitter. Let me find you. There you are. Right. Check your DMs on Twitter, Axel. I've sent you the link. Horizon Forbidden West. Nice. Which Pokemon, Donnell? I loved Pokemon on Game Boy, man. Good times, good memories. Remember, like, there was this cheat where you could unlock, get infinite Pokeballs. Oh man, it made you feel like a god. Like, I remember when I first caught Mewtwo for the first time, and that was one of the most exciting moments in my gaming life. When I finally caught Mewtwo on, I think it was Pokemon Red. I think, or was it Pokemon Blue? One or the other. The one that is coming out in January. Oh, the Pokemon game. I need to check up on this, man. I'm a bit out of the loop with all things Pokemon and Nintendo. But Horizon Forbidden West is a good shout. God of War Ragnarok's a really good shout. I have a thought, guys, that a lot of people are particularly excited for Horizon Forbidden West because Sony have purposed it. You know, they've revealed only major gameplay reveals for Horizon Forbidden West, not God of War. So you're naturally going to be more excited for what you've seen, right? We have no idea what God of War Ragnarok has in store for us, really, do we? Apart from like the story beats and the lore and the prophecies from 2018, we have no idea really the set pieces, how the story develops. Will we see Surta? Will he make an appearance? You know, like there's so much that we don't know. Will we fight Odin? All that shit. What's good, Gadget? Awesome you're here, dude. Yeah, Donnell, I'm with you, bro. On that, Horizon Zero Dawn just doesn't do it for me, man. Not anywhere near the level that it does it for other people. It just doesn't. But Horizon Forbidden West, it looks fire. I'm not gonna lie. I'm well excited for that game, but I'd say I'm more excited for Ragnarok. Purely because it's more my kind of game. I'm good, thanks, Gadget. Hey, Nabrico, what's good, brother? Feel free to jump on. You're more than welcome, my dude. Anyone in the chat who wants to jump on, you're always welcome. This is called the Hangout for a reason. It's a different kind of podcast. It's my impromptu. You know how shout out to Luciatel or Ash and Luca. She does these impromptu kind of chats, chilling chats. This is my equivalent. So you're more than welcome to jump on. No sweat. Shout out to Nabrico, man. He's been overhauling the Discord. If you guys aren't on the Discord, definitely go check it out. It's fire. He's like overhauling it for the channel and for the Company of Gamers podcast. I wasn't able to do a Company of Gamers podcast this week because I've been working all week. I not long actually got home from work, so it's been crazy. My main reason why I wanted to do a podcast tonight, guys, or just to stream, was not just because I couldn't sleep, but it's on my mind. I'm seeing this narrative, and it's doing my nutting, man. It's doing my nutting that 2021 was a weak year for PlayStation. It was. In comparison to other years of PlayStation, absolutely. But these are Xbox dudes who are saying this shit, and I'm like, holy shit, where is the self-awareness, bro? I'm sorry, right? But you look at 2021, right, for PlayStation. You know, before we list all these games, think about this, right? It's common freaking knowledge. It is common knowledge that PlayStation have delivered far more games this generation since it started in November 2020 than Xbox has, right? Bots had to wait a full 11 months for games to start dropping. 11 months of nothing, right? One or two little games here and there, and the medium at this beginning, but I mean, that's it, right? The moment they get a game, they lose their shit. They lap it up, and they point the finger at PlayStation and go, where's your games? What are you getting? My dudes. Let's break this down. Okay. 2020, excluding November 2020, excluding all the releases, the Demon Souls, the Miles Morales, all that shit, right? Excluding all of that. Final Fantasy Endwalker, Kenna, Deathloop, Ratchet and Clank, Fist, Returnal. Guys, that would be an incredible year for Xbox. I mean, look at what they're getting. Look at what they're getting in 2022 Xbox. All right, let's pull up dealers. Let's pull up dealers tweet. Let's find it, shall we? I bookmarked it, I'm pretty sure. Oh, this is juicy. Yeah, check this out. Right? This is dealer's tweet. Let's get the full, a bigger screen for you guys. Move that out of the way. Right. Stalker 2. You know that 3-month exclusive? Looks fire, by the way. I can't wait for Stalker 2. Can you? What's good, Toolman? What's good, my bro? So happy to see you here, my guy. Feel free to jump on. You're more than welcome. Late night, Inky Mike. Yes, indeed, my brother. Late night. I'm just doing a chill stream, a chill and chat. It's called the Hangout, and it's not really a podcast. It's more just a chill, just to chill, get people on, talk, share thoughts, all that shit. Right. Stalker 2, it's a 3-month exclusive. In May. Dudes, 5 months from now. Redfall, estimated release date, late 22. Right? We won't talk about them screenshots that were leaked because it was in development, very early development. It's not fair. Let's not cap here, right? You can't use screenshots that weren't meant to be for the public eye in very early development of a game to judge the game. But nevertheless, Redfall, very late 2022, right? Oh, is it April, not May? Okay. Or is Stalker February? Oh no, yeah, Stalker 2 is April, not May. Right, okay. So 4 months from now. Unless it's late April, then it's closer to 5, but regardless. Johnny, what's good, brother? But yeah, so Stalker 2 in 4 months, a 3-month exclusive. Redfall towards the end of the year. Forza Motorsport 22. I thought track races were shit. GT7, lame. It's a track racer, right? This is the narrative they spin. We've got an open world reskin of Forza Horizon 4. I mean, good for you, wonderful. But let's not then cap for Forza Motorsport 22. We haven't even got a release date of that, but still, I'm excited. I think that'll be a solid game. Will it compare to GT7? I highly doubt it, but let's give it a shot, yeah? Nevertheless, no release date for this. Nothing in stone. Deathloop. Imagine Deathloop. Can you imagine, guys? I swear that name sounds familiar. Where have we heard that before? Starfield. What the fuck is that? No idea. Coming out very late 2022. One day we'll see gameplay. Right now we have a trailer to excite us all. A trailer that gives us zero information, and that's all pre-render. But yeah, that's coming out in October or November, is it? or is it even December? It's coming out late 2022. What is coming out in October is Scorn. Dealer seemed to forget what that game was called. He named it other things. Can't make this shit up. Great time to be a gamer. But 2021 for PlayStation, Kenna, Deathloop, Final Fantasy Endwalker, so big that they had to stop selling the game. Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Fist. When you think about it, guys, they're pretty on par, wouldn't you say? At least on par in PlayStation's favour, right? At least. But 2021 is lame. It's a lame year, or so we're told. Was told that today by a Xbox fanboy. So my dudes, when you actually look at 2021 objectively for PlayStation, I mean, PlayStation are literally competing against themselves. What was 2021 for Xbox? Best year ever. They got 2 games that scored really well, high Metacritic. But when you break it down objectively, and this isn't me trying to sound salty, I bought one of these games full price. Still can't freaking play it because it's a buggy mess, right? Won't even launch for me. Forza Horizon 5, and when you look at Forza Horizon 5, my dudes, I mean, it's beautiful at high speeds. It's got a great environment, but it's the same game as 4. It's just a different environment. It really is. There is nothing ambitious about it that in any way, shape or form is it an improvement over 4 other than setting. And that's a shame. It's a wasted opportunity. King Thrash was right, man. King Thrash was spot on when he said it's a wasted opportunity. And goddamn right it is. So, I mean, give that game super high scores all you want. Use the Metacritic and brag about it all you want. It doesn't change the fact that it is it might as well be DLC. I mean, it's awfully ironic. Miles Morales is labeled DLC by this community. And yet Forza Horizon 5, I mean, is that not DLC? People are bored of it already. It got boring very quickly. It was built with Game Pass in mind. It's just the duality. And so my point was, in response to this guy, risk it for the biscuit. Xbox is, oh dear, set the standard for quality, service, price, and games this gen already. And PlayStation's started a race, sprinting, then fell flat. Fell flat, guys. 2021, PlayStation fell flat. And the proof is that he doesn't play his PS5. That's the proof. Okay. So, falling flat means releasing Endwalker, Ratchet, Returnal, Deathloop, Kenna, Fist. That to him is falling flat. So my question is this: if a year with Endwalker, Ratchet, Returnal, Deathloop, Kenna, and Fist is considered a falling flat to you, then what the fuck is this, my dudes? What is this? How is that a great time to be a gamer to you, if this is shit? I just can't understand the duality. Cannot understand the duality. It's crazy.
What's up, man?
Axel, what's good, brother?
What's good, bro?
How are you?
Chilling, man. Just enjoying your little TED talk over here. It's great.
Mate, I'm ranting. I apologize.
No, you're not. You're not ranting. You're just you're basically just condensing your experience on Twitter the last 48, 72 hours, aren't you?
Bro, it's been hilarious. I mean, look at this conjecture, man. Look at this.
Field is supposed to bring us.
I'm gonna play this.
So that's kind of like the promise of what Starfield is supposed to bring us, and it feels like Bethesda is setting themselves up for kind of the next big legacy of their IP and building more Starfields. And even if it's not the perfect game on its release, it's kind of a new engine for Bethesda to build their RPG action adventure titles on. And this idea of more immersion than ever before in terms of how you immerse and interact with the game world. And that's why I think it's so hyped. Not just the space feature, but just this idea of like what is next for gaming.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a trailer for this game?
Yes.
With gameplay?
No.
Oh. I rest my case. Yeah.
Bro, the savagery. The savagery.
It's so good, isn't it?
And you know, Nib, shout out to him. He's a good friend of the podcast. This sounds like a more sensationalist and fluffy pitch than even Todd Howard himself could or has managed to give. Lol. More immersion than ever before in terms of how you immerse and interact with the game world, in quotes, and, in quotes, what is next for gaming, all without any gameplay or even information.
It's true.
I mean, this
It's
is
true.
all fantasy conjecture. It's literally wishful thinking, right?
Todd Howard himself said he doesn't understand why people are excited when they haven't showed him or said anything about the game.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally said that when they asked him, what's his face? The one that usually does all the official Xbox interviews and has like the official Xbox podcast. I don't remember his name, but he asked Todd, what do you have to say about all this hype with Starfield? And he literally said, I don't get it. We haven't like showed anything or really said anything.
Him and Phil Spencer were laughing on camera about it.
That's right. And I forgot about that. Dude, so disrespectful.
They just love. We just show them a pre-rendered trailer and they love it, and they literally laughed at the community. Like, I mean, honestly, like, it's become a meme at this point.
And something else, just to kind of go back, if I may, you mentioned Scorn, and apparently that's supposed to be finally releasing this year. Is that right?
October 2022.
October. That's a game that when I first saw the reveal during the Xbox Series like reveal show. I don't remember when this was, maybe 2019 or something. And they showed the game and I was like, oh, this looks kind of dark and mysterious and interesting. I might be interested in playing this. And then like a few months later, the YouTube algorithm recommended a PewDiePie video and it's him playing Scorn, like an early access of the game. I'm like, what? This is weird. I clicked it. And I'm like, it looks exactly the same. It's the same world, same graphics, same textures, same animations. Like, what's going on with this game? And if you look it up, actually here, I'm typing it in right now on YouTube. But PewDiePie played this game 4 years ago. He played this 4 freaking years ago, dude, and it looks identical to the gameplay reveal from last year.
Bro,
what have they been doing?
It reminds me of another. What's that other game that's very similar to Scorn? It was released and got terrible reviews. It was like set in hell, and this guy was using babies as mortar for bricks. Like, it was
what?
Yeah, it was dark, bro.
Oh my god! I don't remember this. Sounds like an SNL skit, dude. This is real.
Yeah, thank you. Who are you? 5 in the chat, man. I appreciate it. Donnell Brown, I do know who she is, bro. I actually tweeted her a tweet saying, "Is she excited for this Xbox exclusive with a Hogwarts Legacy trailer just to take the piss. I'm not gonna lie, because she for whatever reason seemed to believe that that Hogwarts Legacy is a Xbox exclusive, and in a matter of fact way, she basically she fell flat. She fell flat on her face. She basically conflated multiplats with Xbox exclusives, and it's like shit, you know. It's would she really have? Should she really be on one of the largest gaming shows without at least doing a bit of homework?
Well, you can definitely see it in his face. The host,
Johnny
oh my
Gaming,
god, what's his name again?
It is agony, bro. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's agony.
Adam Sessler, that's his name.
That's the game I'm thinking of. Agony. Have you heard of Agony, Axel?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I haven't.
Bro,
that's the one that you're talking about with the babies.
It's so fucked up, bro. It's shocking.
Oh man.
It's bad. It's bad. It's very similar to Scorn though. You can get up literally. I'll show you a trailer. Videos. Here you go. Check this out. It's why is it all black and white? A little bit of color, please.
And this was an Xbox game, or is?
This is Agony that was released on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Oh, okay. So it's a multi-plat.
Did you see that?
Oh my god!
He literally
dude.
just
What
kicked a
the
baby.
Hell?
But Scorn kind of gives me really similar vibes.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It just kind of feels like you're in hell and you're just trapped in this, terrible low quality texture, walls everywhere, and then you gotta stick your hand in these random holes, for whatever reason.
Mate, it got absolute dragged through the mud, this game.
Really?
And
Yeah, I've never heard of it, so.
Well, basically, Scorn and Agony seem very similar. Very similar indeed. Like, their aesthetic is not the same. I mean, Scorn is set in hell. Sorry, Agony is set in hell, and Scorn is set on, like, an alien. I don't know whether it's a biome or a spaceship, but it's got that similar kind of weird aesthetic. Kind of surreal horror.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm getting the gameplay back up for you guys. So yeah, I mean, this whole shit with narrative being spun about 2022 being an incredible year for Xbox, but then the same people, I mean, they literally give 2 or 3 major first party games, a Track Racer, a Starfield that we know nothing about, and Redfall, right, an Arcane game, and we know nothing about,
Right.
Like it's the best year ever for Xbox, and then throw in a few 3-month timed exclusives and old games like Deathloop that are already on PlayStation into the mix, and it's considered the best year ever. But I mean, the same people call Endwalker like the most popular MMO of all time. Like, it's, well, not of all time, but it's certainly like it's reaching World of Warcraft status now. It's considered one of it's definitely considered the best MMO at the moment.
Wow.
With so many concurrent players that Square Enix have had to stop selling it. That's a PlayStation exclusive. Along with, you know, Kenna, Deathloop, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Fist, I mean, a Metroidvania. And that's considered a weak year. I just see such a duality here.
100%. And I mean, what do you think? We call them delusional for a reason. This isn't something that we just made up just to be trolls. They put this on to themselves, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. For real, bro.
And let me ask you this: if it wasn't for the acquisition of Bethesda, what games would Microsoft be launching that they actually made themselves, besides Forza Motorsport 7?
So repeat that, bro. If
it was, yeah, so if it wasn't for the acquisition of Bethesda, what Microsoft game?
That's a really profound question. Shit. Bro.
I mean, it would just be Forza Motorsport 7, which they don't play. I mean, the game only has a 4-year lifespan because they don't renew licenses because people just don't play it. People that want to play racing sims buy PlayStations and buy Gran Turismo. I mean, more people are going to play this game than the last few because of Game Pass. So sure, it'll have like higher active numbers at launch, but dude, if we're seeing Forza dropping like crazy right now, Forza Horizon, excuse me, and even Halo. I mean,
people are ignoring
is...
Halo. They're choosing to deny and ignore the fact that Halo Infinite has dropped so much in player base and interest.
That
they're like, well, I can still find a match in 30 seconds. That's not bragging rights, my dude. I'm sorry,
right.
That is not bragging rights at all. You can find a match in 30 seconds. It's a freaking multiplat on PC and Xbox. No fucking shit, Sherlock.
Right.
I mean, I'm round of applause. You can find a game in 30 seconds. That's an achievement for Halo. Are we serious?
Didn't we find games faster when we were playing Halo multiplayer like 2 or 3 months ago? Remember that?
For real, bro.
I mean, we were playing with these random ass people in these random lobbies with some really weird game like rules and stuff. And I feel like we found games quicker than 30 seconds.
Bro, literally, Grounded, The Last of Us Grounded, you can find a game within 30 seconds. No problem. Same with Uncharted 4 multiplayer. I mean, so this is not an indicator of popularity. It's,
right.
I mean,
they're reaching, dude. They're just trying to find something to grab and hold and use it as proof for whatever reason.
Yeah, shit. Nelson Gaming can find a game in 35 seconds in Killzone 2014. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Drop the mic. Rest your case. I mean, this is fucking Halo. It's not meant to be. Did you know, guys, that Halo is so successful that you can find a game within 30 seconds? Like, that's not going to be fucking pitched at E3 2022, is it?
Oh my god, dude. 30 dude, Splitgate. You can start a game in like 10 seconds in Splitgate, for God's sakes.
Bro, nuts. So, I mean, people are choosing to ignore the elephant in the room. that Halo. I mean, I want to address this narrative about replayability. I'm seeing it way too much. Like this, PlayStation games aren't replayable. Okay, all right. I'm gonna I'm gonna show you guys something because this guy. Sorry, it's too funny. It still makes me laugh. Go onto my let's go onto my account and find this this tweet. I love Twitter. Here we go. Sometimes I love Twitter. Fanboy Slayer. It's ironic as fuck, right? Here's a guy called Messy Pony.
Oh yeah.
With his name,
this guy started following
Fanboy
me.
Slayer, right? He's got a picture of Kratos, and he finds in his bio, he says he finds fanboys, especially PlayStation ponies, super cringe, more cringe than anything in his life. So he takes pride in talking to and slaying people that he cringes at. Anyway, long story short, PlayStation games have no replayability. I'm going to beat Horizon Forbidden West, and then what?
By the way, Willie, I don't mean to cut you off, but the tweet is like cut in half. I don't know if there's a way that you can move it a little bit to the left.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for pointing that out, my bro. I'll get the full capture. There we go. You're worried about their writing skills. Face it, PlayStation games have no replayability. I'm going to beat Horizon Forbidden West, and then what? I just replied, then you beat Sifu, Gran Turismo 7, and Forspoken. What the fuck do you think? I mean, obviously, what is this about this need for replayability being so high? I mean, I've completed Uncharted 4 campaign 3 times. I've replayed that shit. I know people who have replayed God of War 2 or 3 times. I've only replayed it once. And Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm on my 3rd playthrough. What about Halo? How many times has that game replayed? I know Leviathan Gamer has completed a Halo campaign over 100 times. So I mean, and that's a single player one and done. No, by definition, because it's not multiplayer. I'm talking about the campaign. The campaign. I mean, yeah, it's co-op, but my point is, he plays it solo. He plays it solo over and over and over again because he loves it that much.
Right.
So, I mean, fuck me. If there seems to be this idea that single player experiences are not replayable, but I not only do I object to that, and I think that's a load of bull, that you can love and enjoy. I've played Metal Gear Solid 3 so many freaking times you would not believe. How many people have done speedruns of Bloodborne? I mean, there are so many PlayStation exclusives that are single player that have been played so many times on multiple playthroughs. Nelson Gaming, he's replaying Ghost of Tsushima right now. I've created a Ghost of Tsushima build, and I love experimenting with different builds. Nelson, do yourself a favor. Get the Ikazumi. Is it the Ikazumi charm? And I can find it. I'm gonna give you this build, and basically it makes enemies cower in fear and get poisoned by you. You have a 90% chance of poisoning an enemy with a bow and arrow, and that has a 90% chance of terrifying an enemy. Because if you equip the ghost armor, the charm of fortune, both of them, and some other charms, I can find it for you. It basically multiplies the chance over and over to the point where it's almost guaranteed. and you basically feel like a god. It's crazy OP, but it's so much fun, and you can experiment with different builds and change the way that you play Ghost of Tsushima. So I mean, Nelson Gaming just proves it, you know.
Yep. Here's the thing too, Willie. I mean, even if for whatever reason you don't want to play the game again, it doesn't mean that it was bad, right? It doesn't mean that the experience that you had playing it through your first time was so terrible that you don't want to play it again. I mean, there's a ton of games that I absolutely loved and thought that every penny of my $60 or $70 that I spent on it was worth it. But I haven't went back and played a lot of those games. It doesn't mean that it was bad. It still makes it. It's still a great game. But again, it's one of those things that I think they're just
what's better?
Trying to find something. You know, you just got to try to find something to say. Yeah, but look. It's like that really annoying kid at the playground during recess. You know, just all he does is talk about all the stuff that he got at home.
What would you
prefer?
Oh,
cool. Good for you, man.
What would you prefer? A game that, if you're not bored of it, has replayability value to the game, or a new game?
Right. A new game, 100%.
I mean, and this is my point. What do I do after I beat Horizon Forbidden West? Well, I'll likely play it again. So, I mean, this is straight cap anyway from the get-go, because he's dismissing the possibility of Horizon Forbidden West having replay value. But also, basic freaking logic, then you play another game. What do you think? What do you mean, then what? Play another game.
He makes it sound like Horizon has like a kill switch. Like when the credits are rolling in, your PS5 is just gonna like start smoking and it's just gonna crash and never turn on again. You know.
Big facts. And then what's funny is he responded to that tweet saying, "I haven't really got a release date for GT7." Because I was like, play GT7, Sifu, and Forspoken. What do you think? But haven't got a release date. And Twisted Sin comes in. Have you been living under a rock? And Gran Turismo 7 has a release date of March the 4th. Not even 3 weeks after Horizon Forbidden West releases. When does Horizon Forbidden West release? February 7th?
That sounds right.
Or is that Sifu? Let me check.
Oh wait, no, that's a Monday. That can't be right. Games usually release Friday? So maybe the 11th? Wait, let me see something.
18th of February, right? So not even 3 weeks after Horizon Forbidden West releases, you get GT7.
Right.
And Forspoken releases before then. I mean, sorry, does Forspoken release? No, it doesn't. I'm talking rubbish there. Forspoken releases in May. That's where I got May from. It releases in May. Does it release in May? Oh, shit, I'm confused right now, guys. It's late. Release date. Yeah, it releases in May 25th. I was right. I mean, you play another freaking game. I mean, common sense. But just the fact that he didn't know that Gran Turismo 7 has a release date shows these people, they live in an echo chamber. They live in a freaking echo chamber, and they don't actually know jack shit about shit. I mean, here's another fanboy. Risk it for the biscuit. Apparently, I'm going to be going
that guy.
I'm going to be going on his podcast in February at some point. You know, when PlayStation lands all these games and he has jack shit. But
is he trying to fail on purpose?
For real. You've got to be a little wary as a consumer when the PlayStation CEO has issues with lying to his customers. On the other side of the fence, Xbox boss said they'll support last gen for 1 to 2 years. I guess if you're happy being lied to by a suit that doesn't support Gabe.
My response has the actual Jim Ryan quote. If you want to click on that tweet, and it's like the first or second reply on that. But
Let's find it. Show replies. More. I'm trying to find it, Axel.
oh, was that a screenshot?
No, it's not a screenshot. I'll tweet.
I replied to his tweet,
sorry,
not
bad.
yours. Yeah, sorry.
Sony has said in an investors meeting that they will support PlayStation 4 at least until 2023. Jim Ryan stated in an investors meeting, "We anticipate the PS4 will have the longest tail and deepest engagement of any of our platforms," and he's absolutely right. I mean, he has a good instinct there.
Yeah,
100%. And this is what I put. This is such an old as fuck debunked argument. What did Sean Layden say on Persona Speaks and Jay Barry's podcast? I mean, shout out to them too. They had Sean Layden on, and what an amazing thing they did to have him on. I mean, but they deserve
I know,
it.
right?
They have an amazing show. He said, "We believe in generations, not just one. Supporting PS5 with exclusives, which they have. We've got Demon Souls, Ratchet, Returnal, Deathloop. They are PS5 exclusives, next-gen only titles, right? Doesn't mean leaving PS4 with nothing." So this idea, and not only that, but they're listing games that are years away. Not 22, but 23, 24, 25. I mean, shit. You're going to literally get a list of 20 of unannounced release dates, games with no release dates.
Yeah, dude, Avowed and Fable is on that list. I mean, we're not going to get that until the Series Pro comes out.
Elder Scrolls fucking 6 is on that list. I mean...
Oh, and here's the best part, too. It's funny how on the left side at the bottom,
Project Mara,
Forza Horizon and Halo says cross-gen, right? But then upcoming PlayStation first parties on the right, PS4 games. Oh, where's the PS5 games?
Yeah, they're not
right?
cross-gen. They're not cross-gen according to him.
No, of course not.
Bro, there's so much.
And he's got the audacity to sit here and tweet about somebody lying and misleading. Yet he literally puts it in front of everybody's face that he's doing exactly the same thing. It's mind-boggling, dude.
Shout out to Ham Solo and JC. Keep on keeping on. I love the reference to Death Stranding there, brother. Ham Solo's a legend too. Love that guy. We're just having a chilled stream called The Hangout. It's not actually the Company of Gamers podcast. It's a different type of show. I see Toolman's jumped in. What's good, Toolman?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, what's good, bro? It's good
what's up, man?
To hear your voice, my guy. So The Hangout is more of a very casual, kind of say whatever you want, just chat room, and we're just having an impromptu, unprepared, unplanned stream just because I wanted to rant and I wanted to vent, and I also just wanted to chill with you guys because I can't sleep. So awesome that you guys are here to hear us out. And we're just kind of taking a look at Twitter at the moment, looking at all the bullshit that's going round and kind of debunking these narratives with basic logic. It's crazy. But
I'll be right back, Willie. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, just give me a second. Yeah.
How have you been, Toolman, bro?
I've been good, man. I've been good. I just was watching some TV and seen you were on. I seen your tweet earlier that you was going to the gym. How'd that go for you?
Oh, bro, great. I mean, I got a bit of I got some nice compliments from people for my pick.
Right.
One lady said, "I'll find it for you." It was hilarious. I mean, it was really funny. Here we go. Let's get it up. She said, "What was it?" She said to me, "Bro, it's so hard to find shit right now." I'll go on my profile. Here we go. So this was a picture I put up. This is day one of me going to the gym. I've not been to the gym in 4 years. So I'm a little rusty, a little chubby. Got stuff to lose. I want to smash my giant breasts off your head. I'm charmed. Proceed. That was bro. That was funny. But it went really well. I got to the gym and I started off with legs. I spent about half an hour on legs. I did leg extensions, leg lifts, leg press, and then I did bench press and chest press, and then curls, dumbbell curls. I then did 20 minutes on the rowing machine, at intense speed. I was reaching for 800 calories per second. Per hour. So I was going quite fast. And then and I ran to the gym, and then I used then I used the step machine for 10 minutes, which is arguably the most difficult machine in the entire gym. It's a freaking killer. And then I did the plank for 90 seconds. And safe to say, mate, I'm absolutely pooped. My whole body is screaming.
I'm surprised you can't sleep. I figured that would have put you in bed there.
Yeah, man.
Guess not.
Yeah, no. But yeah, it was really good. It's made me feel good. You know what? I'm kind of in the position now where I think we're living in a day and age where there's so many pressures weighing you down. And there's so many things that are against us to impact our mental health, that the last thing you need is low self-esteem and low confidence. And to have a good physique, to have a good body, to be proud of the way you look is such I think an important thing to have nowadays, because it can be a big game changer in your general attitude. If you feel good about yourself, that's something that no one can take away from you, you know. So yeah, I've been feeling shitty about myself, and so I thought I'm gonna do something about it. And my New Year's resolution was to shift the weight and bulk up and activate Henry Cavill mode, you know.
Right.
That's the plan. Nelson, I even forgot I did shoulders as well, and I did trapezium. I spent 2.5 hours in the gym. So
a good amount of time.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna overdo it. I'm gonna do just probably 90 minutes from now on, because I don't want to burn out like I did last time. I lost 2 stone of fat in 4 weeks last time I went to the gym. Because I was in it 3 times a week, and I was doing 3-hour sessions each time. 9 hours a week in the gym, bro. It's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I burnt out after 3 months of going. I stopped going, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to learn the lesson.
Well, doesn't the same thing apply to, you know, your hobbies like gaming that you love? I mean, if you get burnout doing that, you know, it makes you not even want to log in and do anything, you know.
For real. Hey, what's good, Curtis, my bro? Shout out to you, sir, in the chat, Curtis. It's good to hear your voice, dude. Carry on there, Tillman.
I was just saying, you know, when I was on your show the first time, and I told you that, you know, I'd played both of them. I've mostly been just a PlayStation guy the whole time. You know, I've had the PS1, PS2, 3, 4, and, you know, now I got the 5 here. Back in November, I got it, and you know, but a couple years ago, I got the Xbox, just the one from a guy at work, a buddy of mine. And I don't know, I just get burnt out mentally because I was never for this Game Pass stuff from the beginning, even though I have it now, and I sit here when you were talking earlier, and I have contemplated how many times I have canceled that service. And I'm like, no, I'm going to give it a try. And I've heard too many people say, and myself included, that thing I think it's got like 500 games in it now, and I have no desire to play any of them. I don't. So why am I spending $15 a month on it?
For
Why?
real, dude.
I'm
You
just
buy the
wasting my
games you want
money.
to play. You
And
know?
so for the last 2 years that I've been paying $15 a month on this
You
stuff,
are the
and
same as
rare,
me, bro. I was doing the exact same as you. I was paying for it for 2 years, full price.
yeah. So okay, so that's $360. How many games could I have played or bought and played on PlayStation? My preferred place to play. How many games could I have bought, whether they were full priced or I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, the PlayStation, because I've been on both sides. PlayStation has more sales going on at more times and more of a quantity of sales and more quantity of actual sales in each sale that they have than Xbox ever has. I've seen maybe two sales going on at once over at Xbox. And at the same given time, I've been over on PlayStation looking in the store, and there's 5 sales going on at the same time. It could be anything from JRPG, indies, and whatever season it is, whatever holiday it is. You got that holiday, and then it's got this sale going on, and it's got like the editor's choice sale and all the recommendations. I mean, there's just always something you can buy. You know,
Shout out to Old Man Logan in the chat. Always there to play devil's advocate. Gotta love it. I'm 100% with you, dude. I mean, you get not as robust, but it's certainly to me. I think PlayStation Plus has given us so many incredible games in a year. It's given us roughly 36 to 40 games, right?
yeah.
That all average $30, right? Each the average price $30 to $40, and so many of these have been amazing. Control Ultimate Edition.
I mean, yeah.
Freaking.
How many times have we got a game that was like Control that had the Ultimate Edition or that had a special edition or something like that? That it just, we're over there on Xbox. It's just like, I mean, let's take January, the upcoming games of the month coming up for January that was leaked out. Now they're confirmed. And then you have Xbox putting out these old games. Now, granted, I don't have any of these games, but I could give a crap less about any of these games. Now, that's just me. There's probably people out there that like them and are glad to get them. That's good for them. But they are like old, old, old. They're like 2 or 3 generations ago, and they're like touting these games as being like, like, here you go. You should be happy. Aren't you happy? And then you look at PlayStation, you're getting Dirt 5, a game that's what, 2 years old, 1 year old? You're getting Persona 5, that's one of the biggest, that's Strikers, that's one of the biggest,
that's like Dynasty
JRPG franchises.
The Persona world, right?
Yeah. And then you've got the Galactic, I can't remember the name of it, whatever that one is. I don't know much about that one. But I go back and look at some of these games they've given us off the top of my head. We've gotten all the Uncharted's. I didn't even buy the Uncharted's. I got them off of PlayStation Plus for free, and they were free.
Yeah.
They gave out the full collection of them, and then they gave out Uncharted 4. The only one I bought that I ended up buying was because I wanted all of them was the Lost Legacy. So
a shout out to Kurt. Who are you? I've just popped a link underneath Who Are You to a gaming lobby in our Discord, and it's for people to meet and arrange gaming sessions. And if you look below, there's PvP lobbies, PvE lobbies, and fighting arena lobbies. There's voice chat rooms, and there's a game chat forum. So feel free if you want to start making use of that and arranging gaming sessions with people, by all means, feel free to use that. But yeah, no, I agree, dude. I think PlayStation have struck the perfect balance where they deliver premium games that push a boundary in some way, shape, or form. They're always trying to outdo themselves, right? And these premium experiences that you'd be a fool not to enjoy, whilst also giving you, for half the price of Game Pass, a good compromise, where you get 2 or 3 games, which is enough to last you the month, if you play them and take your time with them, on top of premium games for you to buy. It's like, to me, I think it's just the perfect balance, and I just think I only spent 20 hours on Game Pass for the 2 years that I was paying full price for it. 20 hours. About 8 hours on Outer Worlds, a few hours on Wasteland 3, and a few hours on some Xbox exclusive. Can't even remember. I mean, to me, that's kind of like how forgettable they are. I bought the Forza games, both Forza 4 and Forza 5. I've bought Deep Rock Galactic, which is now releasing on PlayStation. Oh yeah, and I played Halo. I deleted it after 10 hours, maybe 8 to 10 hours of the campaign, because to be honest, I found the campaign insufferable. I love the multiplayer though. The multiplayer is great, but it's not going to hold people for 6 months.
No. I spent the whole last year playing through that Halo collection, and there was parts that I liked, some parts annoyed me, so I did enjoy the actual lore part of it, the actual story. I thought they did a real good job when you got to, especially the Bungie ones, because I like Bungie. But I even think the 4 was good, but I think as far as the Game Pass, like I said, for me, and I think for you too, Wooly, I don't know your whole story of like gaming. Have you pretty much been PlayStation?
Yeah, most
Pretty
of my
much the
life.
whole time,
I had an OG Xbox, but I mean, my childhood was so kind of what's the word? Tumultuous, to say the least. Most of my childhood and history from 16 and below, I don't remember. So, for me, I've got very vague memories of taking my Xbox to Scouts and playing Halo 2 via the LAN battles with friends, and a very vague memory of playing Project Gotham Racing. But I mean, most of my childhood of gaming was when I was home, and I would primarily just play my PS2. And yeah, PlayStation is. I got a PS3. Didn't get a 360, but I played my cousin's 360. Mostly Gears and Ghost Recon. Advanced Warfighter, whatever it was called, and it was great. It was definitely the best Xbox generation, 100%. But yeah, I kind of it was kind of the PS3 games that drew me, were like Killzone, Uncharted, SOCOM, Confrontation. I loved Warhawk and Starhawk.
Oh my god.
And then you
so
had
common Warhawk, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Memories.
Like
Did
Metal Gear Solid 4. I mean, unforgettable experience for me.
Did you all ever play Vanquish? I played that on the PS3 and stuff.
That's a
That
game
one's
that
That sounds so familiar.
Akira, it's one of Akira's favorite games of all time. And it's remastered for PS4, I believe. and I've
because
never actually bought it.
They keep on having the sales for the Bayonetta with the Vanquish together. I never played the Bayonettas, but I did play Vanquish. I had that on PS3. I just like that. You're in a whatever. You're in a suit. You're just sliding around shooting stuff. Your arm opens up and leg or whatever. Kind of brought me back to like RoboCop days. Leg opens up, pulls out a gun, kind of thing, stuff like that.
Well, shout out to Shipley.
Kind of cool.
Awesome to see you here, guys. For those who are watching, this is just a very chilled stream. It's not the Company of Gamers podcast. But I was working all weekend, so I was unable to have that this weekend. So this is more of an impromptu, kind of in the vein of Ash and Luca, kind of doing a late night kind of impromptu stream where you just kind of sharing thoughts. And I had a bit of a rant about some of the narratives on Twitter recently, particularly from the RDX crew, and just kind of assess some of the things that have been said and debunking them, really, and sharing my thoughts about them and chilling with Axel and Toolman. But yeah, it's awesome that you guys are here. Vaccinate. Those often come with the best conversations.
I've seen quite a bit of the podcasters that are pro PlayStation, and there's several of them, you're there with the salty of them, both of you, but I've seen quite a bit of them that have left Xbox, whether it be 2016 or 2018 or 2019, to come to PlayStation, and some of them for their first time, and they love it. They love the games. And maybe that's just the nuance of not playing them for, a decade or whatever, being in that, that side of the gaming industry. But, I think Salty came over in 2019. Jez was, I think, 2018. You had
MBG,
Crap Gamer, and Mooch that came over in 2015 or 16, I think, something like that.
Crap was 2018.
It was 2018. Mooch, I ain't sure. I think they came over together.
Yeah.
I
was very fond of, still am very fond of Crap Gamer's rants that he does. I'm not much of a fan of his short videos that he does. I don't really watch them. They just don't keep my attention. But I've always liked Crap for how he articulates himself and speaks his mind in his actual hour-long rants that he used to do. And it was like it was a different person. It was like it was a different person talking. And because everything was just so logical and so factual and just so true and honest. And I always thought he does himself dirty with his whole kind of clickbait kind of short videos that he does, where it just doesn't feel like his heart's really in it, because he's not speaking his mind. He's just doing a shtick. But when you get him on a mic and you actually get him to speak his mind, bro, he can hold down an entire podcast just on his own for an hour and a half of just ranting, and it all being facts, receipts.
He's very knowledgeable. From what
he doesn't do himself justice, man. Honestly, he's wasting his own talent, man, with his short videos. And I keep telling, I've pecked his head to the point where I've annoyed him, saying, you need to, bro, please just focus on what people really like about you, and stop with the shtick. That isn't you. It's a shtick. I don't know, but yeah,
it's a tough place to be. I can't imagine being in his shoes, because he does have quite a big following, and you're right. Those videos, he does put his heart and soul into those videos, right? Those long videos. Unfortunately, though, the YouTube algorithm probably won't really recommend any of those videos ever, because people these days watch 10-minute videos,
you know what? It picks up on rapid growth quickly, and if people, if he just for once kind of just thought, right, fuck this, I'm not doing this for the algorithm, I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing this to speak my mind, and I'm no longer gonna do these clickbait videos and alternate between a pro Xbox video and a pro PlayStation video, trying to please both parties, because you're trying to please the unreasonable. You're trying literally trying to, you're not gonna do yourself any favors doing that. And he just thought, stuff it, I'm just gonna speak my mind from now on. You'll be, I tell you what, you might not have the biggest fan base in the world, but you'll be bloody respected by them.
Yeah, I think.
Am I back? There he is. Yep. Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. Sorry about that. Internet issues, as you can see. Hopefully it's still stable. Apologies for that, guys. Shit.
No, here's like, did it end?
Whoops. So yeah, my internet just scared the shit out of me for a minute. But I was gonna say, if you're not part of an echo chamber, then you're only left with those who respect you for all the right reasons, not because you tickle their ears. And so, I mean, it is what it is. It's a sacrifice and a choice that you have to make. But I mean, crap to me has some of the biggest potential out there. I really think that. That's no cap. I think he's got the potential to be so much more than he is, because he's got the mind for it, but he doesn't give himself that opportunity because he's too busy making these 3 or 4 videos a day. And I'm just like, bro, I'm literally, I only have a podcast channel, and I'm at 620 subscribers, and 6 months ago I was at 240. I mean, I'm buzzing, and I only do 1 podcast a week. I don't upload daily content, and that to me is huge growth. And I know to him that might seem like nothing, but I mean, if you keep the attitude that, and you appreciate what you have, I mean, I think it's nuts. I can't believe I've got 620 subscribers. You know what I mean? I think it's
well worth it. Well, did a good job.
I think it's crazy that we've had this growth, and I'm so excited for the future. I'm so excited to reach 1,000 in 2022. I'm sure of it that we will, and I've got plans to improve the podcast more and more. And I'm also trying to rejiggle my schedule so that I have as much preparation time as possible, because I want to be able to articulate things better, and I want to feel more kind of on point with like executing the podcast, more organized and less ambiguous in the questions and stuff like that. So I'm making plans to improve it more and more. But like, yeah, I think, I don't know, I'm just ranting here. Like I said, it's a late night rant. It's called the Hangout for a reason. It's not the Company of Gamers podcast. It's a hangout where we just talk and
just kicking it,
ramble. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys feel the same way that I do about Crap Gamer. I really like the guy, and I've been a huge fan of his content, of his rants mostly for years. I just really hope that he gets back to them, because that's what I loved about him. That's what I loved about his channel was his rants. That's all I would listen to. I'd be listening to them doing my daily things, just loving it. And I have ADHD, and I don't have a good attention span, so now the main gaming related videos that I watch really are Saltiest Gaming's 10-minute summaries, because I like the way he executes them. I think they're really on point, and they respect my time.
Yeah,
and I enjoy them and focus on them without losing concentration, you know?
Yeah, that was exactly what you just said is the reason that I subscribed to Angry Joe Show years ago. I mean, we're talking, like, I think the first video that I saw of his was his reaction to the Xbox One, and how, you know, it had it had to be online 24/7, and I forget what else. It was a nightmare launch situation, and luckily and the Connect being on all the time, and the fact that it was the console was essentially turning into a TV cable box instead of a gaming console and all that stuff. And that video that he did of his rant is what got me to subscribe, because I can tell that he was just being truthful and he was just being honest in the way he feels and stuff. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, I feel exactly the same way, you know. And he's still kind of like that to this day, which is interesting because a lot of smaller YouTubers, tend to start honest, and then they tend to switch their attitude towards where the money's at, And let's be honest, Angry Joe would have 10 plus million subscribers by now, if he was dishonest, right? And if he didn't just appease the mass audience of what most people want to hear, but he's not like that.
Big facts. He's got a reputation for being candid and honest, and that's why he's viewed as a source of criticism. It's similar to Skill Up in that way. I don't agree with all of Skill Up's reviews at all. But I mean, if there's one thing, is he speaks his mind and he's honest,
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't agree with all of his stuff, but I respect what he has to say, because I can tell that it's coming from his personal experience. It's coming from the heart. He's not just trying to make people happy.
Hey, Nightmare. Shout out to you, brother. You more than welcome to jump on. Would love you to jump on, my dude. If you need help navigating Discord, just let me know. Would be a pleasure to help you figure that out. But no, I completely agree, Axel, man, with what you said. I couldn't agree more. And no, yeah, absolutely, facts, big facts. That's a kind of I think when you reach a stage where you're so popular for the right reasons and you've got millions of subscribers, bribery becomes less appealing and less necessary. You're less easily to be bribed because Skillup's got too much to lose. If he was kind of caught out accepting loads of free shit from Microsoft and praising them in return, if he was to lose, the thing that makes him so famous and popular is his credibility. He knows he'd be nothing, so he wouldn't do it. Sorry, I've got something stuck in my throat. I'm just going to go grab a drink of water real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
How you been doing, Axel?
What's up?
I said, how you been doing?
I've been okay, man. I've been okay, dude. Just teetering carefully around everywhere these days.
Yeah, I hear you. That's my first time actually talking to you in person. Well, not in person, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I didn't even really think about what you said, the way you said it, until you were like, oh wait, you know what I mean.
Sorry guys, I ran to the gym and the run stretches your lungs. You know when it stretches your lungs when you've not run for a long time and makes you cough and stuff. Well, I'm just a bit sensitive at the moment. I'm still recovering. But yeah, no, big facts. Agree with you, Nightmare, 100%. I'm getting a lot of these VAWR.tech messages off these bots. Keep spamming the chat. Don't know why.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, I mean, I disagreed with SkillUp's review of The Last of Us, but I understood why he felt the way he did, because it is a depressing game. It's a very heavy game, and if he's more sensitive to that, then I mean, it is what it is. If he didn't enjoy it, he didn't enjoy it.
Right.
But I mean, for
and his opinion today might be different than when that review came out. I mean, that happens all the time, because I remember when I did my first playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2, I was certainly feeling a certain way, and I was conflicted and didn't really know what to think about what I just experienced. If it was good, if it was bad, if it was a masterpiece, if it was garbage, whatever. And it took me a few days for me to really think and realize, oh my God, I'm supposed to feel this way. It's
Exactly.
what the game does this on purpose, because of just everything that you go through as both as both characters. And it's a game that really makes you think about what's right and what's wrong, and for whatever reason, and for what reasons you do those things for.
Big facts.
And you're not supposed to feel happy. It's not a happy ending. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable, at the end of the game. But it really is a masterpiece. I came to that conclusion where I just realized, oh my God, dude. They did something that no other game has ever done. I mean, The Last of Us was kind of like that. It was more emotional in the sense of just kind of how it ended, and you just kind of feel for Ellie, and you're kind of mad at Joel, but then you're just like, well, I probably would have done the same thing if I was in his shoes, so on and so forth. But it didn't have the same impact that The Last of Us Part 2 did. It's certainly really, really heavy, dude. It's crazy.
For real. Retrospect is a hell of a drug, bro. It's hell kind of necessary as well. It's hella necessary. Like, without retrospect, I mean, games wouldn't get cult followings and be classed as masterpieces, because sometimes games that are hated become universally praised. I mean, look at Assassin's Creed Unity. That's respected now. It was dog walked at the beginning. Look at Days Gone.
Yeah.
Look at Days Gone. That's now considered an amazing game. Yeah, that was dog walked, and Xbox fanboys still like to call that game a flop and a shit game, but it absolutely wipes the floor with Halo Infinite in terms of its world design, its its mission structure, all that shit. I mean,
yeah, and even with the bugs and glitches it had at launch, it's still a more finished game than Halo is today.
Exactly. Like, no, honestly, bro, like, this isn't trolling. Halo Infinite, for me, is so genuinely, like, morbidly depressing. The campaign has no variety at all. But it's got a grappling hook. Okay, fuck me, it's got a grappling hook. Wonderful, amazing. It's fun. It's fun. The gunplay is great, but that doesn't last, my dude. It does not last. It only holds your attention span for so long. Just Cause 3 has a grappling hook. Just Cause 4 has a grappling hook. It doesn't make the games.
Oh, and Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, I mean.
So by their logic, that game is already
arguably,
an amazing game.
Arguably, with Horizon Forbidden West, the grappling hook is a lot more restricted in its mechanic. It's not a dynamic grappling hook that you can use physics-based swinging mechanics to kind of navigate it however you wish and chain them together. Horizon Forbidden West is like the key anchor points, which I get, I respect. It's similar to Ghost of Tsushima and shit like that. But at the same time, it's such a missed opportunity with the campaign, with the world design. I mean, it's just the same thing over and over and over and over. The world is the same all over. There's no variation, no variety. And the mission design either has you in the Harbinger or around trees and rocks. And the Harbinger, I think that's his name, if I remember right. It's the same layout, the same rooms over and over and over again. Copy and pasted. It is inexcusable. But its Halo isn't an excuse at all, right? That is not excusable, and this shit gets mentioned in these reviews, but it isn't reflected in the score at all. It's only reflected in people like Skill Up and G-Man Lives, and these big time YouTubers who aren't really part of these journalistic conglomerates that seem to be hand in hand with Microsoft. But yeah, sorry, I'm just saying the same old shit right now. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I mean, to me, there is just such a dissonance there between the scores and what bots feel an Xbox game deserves, and then what bots say about a PS4 game that arguably does shit so much better. And make every excuse under the sun why it's not good, why it's not good enough. I mean, if Killzone were to if they were to reboot Killzone and release an open world Killzone with the same flaws that Halo Infinite has, like a one-note open world with no variety and repetitive mission design, in terms of locations and asset placement and all that shit, it would get dog
and no next gen features.
Yeah, no next gen features. It would
except for maybe 120 frames, but that's it.
Or higher resolution. It would get dog walked, my dude. It would get absolutely dog walked, and it would be viewed as inexcusable. And I'm like, the duality here, Oh, Curtis, mate, them bots can. Dude, I'm just me. I'm just a human fucking being with an opinion, and I don't give a shit what these bots kind of come at me with. I mean, they tried to get me banned yesterday. Andrea Piccinini tried to ban me by accusing me of shit that was blatantly not true. She used my posts, which completely disprove her, hoping, and she succeeded in, having her followers not read the posts but just take her word as gospel, and accusing me of endorsing and advocating the threatening of kids, the threatening of children. I mean, I'll go into this. It's the Hangout, it's we talk about everything and anything here.
You're the maestro, dude. We do whatever you want, brother.
Andrea Piccinini.
No, you had it right the first time, Andre.
Oh, dude, come on. Listen, let's address the elephant in the room, right? Evidence suggests Andrea was once a guy. Now, the narrative is that Andrea is a guy who makes out to be a woman to get clout and following, right? What if she's just trans and doesn't know, and so in my opinion, I don't like to go down that route personally of like calling her a catfish, because she could just be a trans woman, and fair play, I have not a bad bone towards her freedom of choice, her lifestyle, her sexuality, all that shit is irrelevant to me. What's not irrelevant to me is the fucking lies she spins because for clout and for because of console wars.
Oh yeah, 100%. And for the record, I mean, if she was, if she is a she and she was trans, I have nothing against that. That's perfectly fine. That's her and her lifestyle. But it's those pictures that she supposedly put of herself. Why is it that they're always so low resolution? Yeah. If anybody posts a picture of themselves on Twitter, you can tell when it's real because it looks like it was taken, after the iPhone 3GS came out.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Dude, maybe she's self-conscious. Maybe, like, you know, you never know. I mean, I do believe there's a clear correlation between being trans and having major self-esteem issues. There's a clear.
Oh, that's true too.
And so, you know, maybe
You never know.
I mean, what's the difference between gender dysphoria and body dysmorphia? It's a very similar kind of insecurity. It's a very similar kind of issue where you see a fat person in the mirror with body dysmorphia, even if you're skinny, and that's what anorexia is, or you see a person you don't feel like you are in the mirror if you've got gender dysphoria. I mean, to me, it all stems in the mind, and it's all to do with mental health, and however way you want to deal with that, fair play to you, more power to you. But with Andrea Pacini, she took a step too far yesterday. Yeah. Big time. A step too far.
And I'm glad that you didn't just let it happen and just block her, just say, oh, whatever, you know, because the fact is she does have a following. I mean, she's only had an account for like a year, and she's got tens and thousands of followers already. Well, you know what I mean? So
she's a woman, so go fucking figure. This is or at least her alias is a woman, and I'm not saying she's not. I'm just saying if you are a woman, you without fail, it's a fact. You draw far more followers, far more of a followers.
Yeah, especially from gamers. Absolutely.
Because the majority of people who use gaming-related internet, the gaming-related internet medium, are guys, and YouTube is primarily men. Those who use YouTube, and the majority of men are attracted to women, and you know that it's just a fact. So I mean, I know the accusation that
and the majority of women are attracted to women and men equally.
Exactly. So I think it's a absolute understandable thing that if you are a woman, I could set up an account right now of a anonymous pretty woman, call myself a cutesy name, have a cutesy bio, post a few pictures, and have thousands of followers within 3 or 4 months. Piss easy. I could do that, no problem. But I am Woolly Gamer. That's literally my surname. I just put myself out there. I am me, and I will. You are you. Your name's Axel. I mean, we're just ourselves on Twitter, and people who follow us for arguably right reason. I mean, I called out so many people. Like, some guy was simping for Andrea yesterday, saying, "Pay no attention to him, my lady. You're like the Doomslayer, and he is a demon." He literally said that shit. And when I called him out over how cringe his comment was, he deleted it and then blocked me. But it was funny. But look at this, right? So I'm blocked now by Andrea. But what she put was, I am going to block and report this person for advocating and encouraging the mocking of someone's hair colour, and also encouraging the threatening of children. And she used my tweets in an attempt. Here we go. I am blocking and reporting this account. Not only is trying to justify hateful tweets against an Xbox supporter lady, but also, let me see if I can get the full window up. Here we go. But also doing hateful attacks against someone's family. I'm getting sick of fanboys who can't keep debates in video games only. This is direct slander and untrue, right? I don't know if English is a second language, but she needs to learn. It really needs to learn before she tweets out shit. And the tweet was in response to Joe Schmo, who I've now blocked because of this. But he was trying to damage control and deflect away from Agro receiving threats to his children, and also Optimus Code being celebrated for being hospitalized. That his hospitalization and possible death, because of how ill he is, was being celebrated by this scum of the earth fanboy, Xbox Revenge. And what were the Xbox community doing? They were saying, oh, but true giffers put hair by Xbox with a picture of a lady with yellow hair who was celebrating her 30th birthday with Phil Spencer, right? The irony, right? With Phil Spencer, with yellow hair, she's talking to Xbox. Hair by Xbox. He was taking the piss out of Xbox. He wasn't saying her hair is ugly. He wasn't taking the piss out of how she looks. He was literally pointing to an ironic correlation that any freaking person can clearly see exists, and it's funny. It's light humor. I'm not advocating the bullying of a woman, but let's not be simps here, people. Let's not be white knights and claim she's a helpless victim to a mean bully. This was hardly mean. It was literally hair by Xbox. What was her hair being likened to? Nothing. What was her hair colour being likened to? The actual colour that it is, yellow. What's the colour of a mid-Metacritic? Yellow. What are Xbox known for? Mid-Metacritic score games. She's talking to Phil Spencer. There's an ironic correlation. So a simple hair by Xbox, sticking numbers in her hair. I thought that shit was hilarious, personally. But some people found it deeply offensive. Now, if you want to be offended for somebody else who probably wasn't offended by it, then by all means be that way. But don't you dare compare the seriousness of that to the seriousness of this. Don't you dare suggest that deflect away from the threatening of kids and rejoicing in someone's hospitalization to and compare that with the seriousness of a woman's yellow hair who's discussing things with Xbox, kind of being given an ironic correlation with a very relatively innocent putting numbers in her hair. I mean, that he's not. There's no real image shaming here at all, in my opinion, right? But that's just how I see it. If anything, the joke was on Xbox. It was Xbox who were mid as fuck, who have a yellow Metacritic for most of their projects. So, but regardless, the seriousness isn't the same, right? And that's what I was putting. I was saying keeping the same energy for what, Schmo? A light but hilarious comparison of hair colour to a Metacritic score or brand, or the threatening of someone's kids and finding joy in a person's hospitalization. And then I said, Schmo, go research your family tree or history and locate your brain. I'm a step away from blocking you too, right? So, and for the record, that was accused of being racist. There was not an ounce of racism in my mind at that point. It had nothing to do with race. I was saying you need to look so far back in your family tree to locate your brain. You're that far gone. You're that dumb. That's what I was saying. It has nothing to do with race. So that was another reach they came to. But Andrea accused me there of supporting the hateful attacks of someone's family with that tweet. How the fuck does that make sense? What I was clearly saying was, don't conflate the two. That why are you telling me to keep the same energy for hair colour being likened to a brand, right? A brand's colour, and threatening a person's kids and finding joy in a person's hospitalization. How is that energy supposed to be the same? Does that make sense?
Well, it does, because you prefer PlayStation.
But if I preferred Xbox, right, they should both be the same.
Oh, of course, dude. I mean, if you preferred Xbox, I mean, she'll just ignore it like all the other crazy, delusional, toxic things that they post.
Hey, what's up, Newtonian in the chat? Shout out to you, sir. What's good? No, big facts, dude. I mean, literally, so she randomly decided to throw out and accuse me of this she actually denied it, saying that she didn't. And then Josh Barron, shout out to him, provided a receipt where she clearly did. And I've had hundreds of people report me as a result. I'm not banned yet, but they're all accusing me of shit that just is a blatant lie, right? That I've supported the threatening of kids. Now, if me finding that joke by True funny is worth a block, then go fucking ahead. Slay Queen, do your thing, right? Go report me. If that to you, if me finding that funny and not really that bad at all, not victimizing her, and I don't think that was taking the piss out of her appearance. I just don't see it. I think, you know, if I had bright green hair and I worked for Xbox, people would fucking shitloads of people would point at my hair and they correlate it to me working at Xbox. That's green, wouldn't they? They would, right? So I don't see this as she's a pretty girl, she's got pretty hair. I mean, that was not in any way, shape or form challenged by True. But if me finding it that light and harmless is report worthy to you, Andrea, go ahead, report me. By all means, do your thing. But don't accuse me of supporting hateful attacks against someone's family. Because that's just disingenuous as fuck and untrue. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I stand on that. She, like a coward, she blocked me. And so, I mean, beating the algorithm, Wooly Gamer condemned it and reported it too. Yet you're accusing him of supporting it. Why, Andrea Pacini? This is malicious slander, no. So absolutely on the point. Facts. And so, yeah. So this is kind of the reach that the Xbox fan base go to. Andrea is followed by Phil Spencer. I mean,
that's crazy.
She has 12,000 followers or something along those lines. And Dealer is another one. You know, calling me a moron for calling out his misinformation calling, what was he calling? He was calling Atomic Heart like an exclusive because it's on Game Pass. It's a multi-plat that's available on PlayStation and Xbox when it releases, but because it's on Game Pass, no, it's basically like an exclusive. That, and like where the fuck? Tell me.
It's.
I'm lost for words, bro. I'm lost for words. But timed exclusives on PlayStation that are exclusive to PlayStation, or console exclusives that are also on PC get called out.
Oh god, don't even get me started on that.
Atomic Heart, because it's on Game Pass. Oh no, that's an exclusive. I mean, are you shitting me? And I just basically call out this basic ass narrative, these basic ass narratives. Shout out to Akira showing off some of his gameplay here. He's a pro at fighting games, man. He's so good at fighting games. It's crazy. He's like an expert at these things. He pulls off some incredible. He should get into what Sun High Legend does and what Much does on Twitter. He's really good at it. He should get the editing software and start doing them. He could explode.
I just started playing Final Fantasy VII for the first time today. Yeah. I'm playing the remake.
It's so good.
It's so cool, man. It's really cool so far. But anyways,
I don't like the world design. I don't like the way the world is kind of laid out in these corridor simulator kind of walking areas that you go really slow through. But there is so much to this game that I absolutely love. The music, for one, is unbelievable.
Oh god, the music is epic, dude. It's so good. It's so fun.
Incredible.
Keeps you engaged. Anyway, sorry, I just got off topic there.
Don't be sorry. Interrupt away, bro, by all means, because this is just a hangout, bro. It's for open discussion and for just speaking your mind. Don't apologize for that. More than happy for you to.
Yeah, I haven't played any of those Final Fantasies at all, and I know Akira told me that'd be the best place to start. Would be the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a Final Fantasy VII Remake, mate. It's a phenomenal game. The combat in it is one of the best combats of any game ever made. Period. The combat system, it's just genius. It's so good. Who are you? I saw some craziness today. Some people still claiming you bullied Salty. It's gaming into changing his mind about Halo, dude. If I
You're such a bully, bro.
No, I'm such a bully. I have so much power over these big time YouTubers with my near 620 subscribers. I mean,
it's your accent. That's what it is.
Bro, this is bullshit. Who are you? Honestly, bro, they're just reaching here, right? Me and Salty fell out over Saltiest Gaming, calling my friend OT, who's also a good friend of mine, like Salty. He's a good friend of mine. Called him a pussy for unfollowing him. And he wasn't around. He wasn't available to defend himself. And Salty since apologized for how he spoke about OT, and he's apologized to OT as well. But that's why we fell out. We disagreed on Halo. Absolutely, we disagreed about his opinion on Halo. He's allowed to, by all means, to view that as his favorite game of the year. But what I was pointing out was, Salty, you can't say that the game deserves an official Game of the Year award, objectively speaking, if you acknowledge all the things wrong with it. There are so many games that are, on paper, doing so much more right than Halo. And if it's your personal Game of the Year, absolutely fine. Nobody's contending that. But Salty was basically implying, and he's had retrospective change of attitude now towards the game. Now that he's kind of come to agree with our criticisms of it, that the world is the same all throughout, that the mission design is copy and pasted. That is an undeniable fact, right? Now, how can a game that has copy and pasted mission design and the exact same biome throughout all of the open world with no variation, no change, nothing new, and very basic open world too in what's in it, right? How can that be described as a Game of the Year, win the official Game of the Year award above all the other games that came out that did so much more in its world? And at the same time, how can he then say Forspoken looks like trash because the open world of Forspoken looks bland and the same? And so my point was this: there's a duality there between. Surely, if you view Forspoken in the small clips that we've seen of it, if you view that as bland and boring, because we've only seen that 4-minute segment of gameplay, that was probably one of the worst gameplay reveals ever, right? But they have also showed these small 10-second GIFs, right, of Forspoken, where it looks amazing, right? The world looks incredible. And there is clear variety there in the world, in the biomes. They've showcased that in these little 10-second clips that they post. So,
hey, Willie.
Yeah?
All right, buddy. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say I got to head out here, buddy. But thanks so much for having me on, man. And Tool, man, it was awesome talking to you for the first time.
I've loved it. I've loved it, bro.
Talking to you, Axel.
But yeah, you guys have a good night, all right? Keep kicking it, man.
Appreciate you, my
Peace.
bro. Thanks, bro. Go follow Axel,
Later,
man.
Axel.
He's a legend. But I'll finish this point that Forspoken has clear variety, and yeah, that gameplay sucked. That 4-minute section that IGN posted, it was terrible, right? But I mean, the criticisms weighed against it are the exact same criticisms weighed against Halo in these reviews, regardless of whether they get reflected on in the score. They're the same criticisms. So that was the point that, that we disagreed on. But we're friends. We disagree with shit all the time. We're allowed to disagree with our opinions over gaming. And that had nothing to do with why we fell out. And actually, Salty has had a retrospective kind of think about Halo and gone, you know what? It wasn't actually that great in its world design, and its mission design did kind of suck, but the gameplay is so good, and I think we all agree the gameplay is really, really good, right? The gunplay is phenomenal in Halo Infinite.
Yeah, makes a big difference. Yeah.
He also agrees with me about Ratchet and Clank now. I mean, fuck me, we argued about Ratchet and Clank 6 months ago. I
remember that one.
I said I wasn't that hot on it. That I have some serious gripes with the game. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. And he lost his shit with me. He was like, "Wooly, you're capping through your ass. How can you say that? How can you give it a 7.5 when you've shot on it so much?" Because to him, me calling out the level design and the way that there are clear flaws in the level design and a lack of depth to the use of teleportation and kind of the SSD tech. It's more of a bit of a tech demo, in my opinion. I triggered a lot of PlayStation fans, right, with my take. Anyway, 6 months later, Salty kind of agrees with me. So retrospect, dude, it's a big eye-opening. Salty calls it post-nut clarity, right? Which I think is hilarious. And it's true. It's like, nostalgia. It's like when you're all lusted up and shit, and you can't think straight, and then you have a nut, and then you feel you can finally think clearly, and that's kind of what I think retrospect has done for Salty with regards to Ratchet and Halo Infinite. But that's not me bullying him into those. He's his own man, and he makes his own decisions, and he has his own opinions, and I agree with 95% of his opinions. People, it's really interesting, right? People have always called me a simp of Salty. The Xbox community, that I'm a simp of him. Because I've always had his back, and I've always defended him, and I've always but I'm just a friend, right? Friends do that. I've done the same with OT. I've always had his back. I've always defended him. But it's ironic that they throw that narrative, and now it's the other way around, that Salty's kind of a victim of me, and I'm a bully. Honestly, it's there is no community like the Xbox community on Twitter.
Yeah, I can see it I see both sides, and it can get bad on both sides, really. I mean, it's I don't know. I try not to engage in any of that stuff. I try to be positive and just like and retweet stuff that I think that's positive and read the stuff. But that's me. I don't want to.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I was ranting about shit that's completely unrelated to gaming. It was more controversies of Twitter surrounding me and what people have been saying. But
that's stuff that's been going on for the last couple of days, and I
thought I'd just get it all out there and get it off my chest. Yeah, I did warn people. But what are you most excited for, Toolman? What game?
I told you Forbidden West, but there's several of them.
Sorry,
that's
I
Sifu.
do remember you mentioning it.
That Sifu, the more I've looked at it, I don't know, it's looking better and better to me. I actually kind of like the looks of it, and I think that kind of looks pretty cool, and
gives me real John Wick vibes, bro.
Yeah, but I might give that a try.
Can you imagine playing John Wick with Apple Music? Like,
yeah, I still haven't watched the third John Wick. Me and my wife were.
Me too, bro.
I think we were in the store the other day, and I seen the trilogy. I was like, "Hey, there's a trilogy." I said, "I still haven't watched the third one yet. I've watched the first two, but yeah, I need to watch that third one." But sorry, I've been cutting it out. I've been folding some clothes and muting the mic and stuff like that. So
all good, brother. All
interrupting.
good. I've just been ranting, and so I fully appreciate. I'm surprised you didn't mute me, to be honest.
But as far as anticipated games,
yeah. I think the moment Horizon Forbidden West releases, Sony are gonna push their marketing to Ragnarok, and we're gonna see a lot more of that. And I think people are sleeping on that. I think we're not fully aware of just how incredible and a step above 2018 it's going to be. People just viewing it as more of the same, but also Sony have barely shown us a fraction, and not even a fraction of this game.
But what they did show was great, even though people said, "Oh, it looks like just the same thing. It's just up-resed and all this." But I mean, they showed the bringing back of the what is it, the Blades of Chaos? I think it is. You know, in gameplay of that, where I just think Sony does a good job at marketing all this stuff, you know, and they ooze confidence, you know. Horizon Forbidden West, they're oozing confidence with that. There is no lack of confidence in anything that they're doing with that. And like you said, once that's launched, they're going to do the same thing with God of War. It's going to be everywhere, and they're going to be popping stuff off, and so yeah, I'm excited for that stuff. So
yeah. See people disagreeing with my take on Ratchet. I fully get it, guys. I completely understand why you disagree. And that's I guess the beauty of opinions, you know. But for many, Ratchet and Clank is their game of the year. And I fully understand that. It is an incredibly impressive game.
Oh yeah. I still haven't played it. I haven't bought that yet. But I don't hear.
My main gripe was with the swamp area. I felt like that was a very poorly designed area, and it felt kind of incomplete. But I mean, I won't go back into that. My most anticipated game has to be Ragnarok. For the reasons I've stated. I really feel like we've not seen even a fraction of it yet, and when that time comes, it's going to be absolutely incredible. I can't wait. And remember, Cory Barlog is still supporting the game. He's still supporting the development, even if he's not leading. So.
Okay. Oh yeah. And what is the rumors of what people think that he is? What IP? Some new IP that he is? They're sort of hinting around that he's
space game, is it?
Leading
space
that
RPG.
Yeah. So, you know, so pretty much anything Cory Barlog touches is pretty much turns to gold. I mean,
yeah, literally, he could turn.
He did it with God of War.
He could touch dog shit and it would turn into gold for real.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree 100%. I think Old Man Logan, there is nothing crazier than a PS Fanatics hate towards Xbox. I'm not ever out there saying I wish any of these other companies would die. Who said that they wish Xbox would die? I've not seen whoever said that. I would disagree. I don't want them to die either.
Yeah.
Jesus, Port. Xbox is a dead brand that is doing absolutely nothing for the industry. Their games are trash. Their technology is trash. They put out a game console with no games for a whole year, and people put up with it. I mean, it's very bluntly put, but there is some truth to what he said. But they're definitely not a dead brand. I mean, unless you mean dead as in unproductive, like for consumers. They're certainly gaining mindshare more and more because of Game Pass, but at the same time, I'm gonna a spade's a spade. Forza Horizon 5 is an amazing game. Is it ambitious? No. Is it pioneering? Pioneering and kind of making grandiose changes over its prequel. No. So in that sense, it's I think it's needs to be criticized in that regard, but it's still an amazing game. But and they did put out a console with no games. That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's mind blowing. But I don't want to.
That is. I mean, but I will say for the Xbox community, I mean, I've tried it for a couple of years. Tried to get into it, but I'm like I said, I'm just mainly a PlayStation guy. Mm-hmm. But I gave it a try. So did you. But I can see where Xbox people that's started at day one, whatever hooked them. Most of them was Halo. Maybe it was Crimson Skies or whatever they offered back in the OG days. Gears of War was another one that hooked a lot of people. So I can see, just like we put a lot of time over here in PlayStation, I can see people's viewpoint from Xbox side. They put all this time into it, and a lot of them probably have a PlayStation, but they don't play it that much. So I can see that, of them liking Game Pass, because it's got a lot of their games on it. It's their preferred platform, blah, 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 whatever. So, I can see all that, but, but that doesn't cater to everybody, and it doesn't really cater to me personally, because I don't know, just paying $180 a month to play, like you said, Wooly, 20 hours and however much time you said in 2 years you play 20 hours. That's not a very good investment of financially or of your time. So I think sometime I'm going to make a decision on, do I want to stay, doing both systems, or just go back to the one and not worry about all the other stuff on the other side, so that's kind of my thoughts.
No, big facts, dude. I agree 100%. And Jesus or Jesus, sorry, I would agree that they were dead. They were a dead brand by the moment they did the reveal of the Xbox One, if I'm honest. But they've somehow managed to scramble out of the ashes and change the brand. They still call it Xbox, but it's not Xbox, not anymore. It's different. It's not what Xbox used to be. They've kind of, Xbox used to be the console. Now it's the brand. It's not the console anymore. And I don't see the console being around for much longer for Xbox, because they're trying to dip into what is I guess less of a they have a more chance of being dominant in, at least in their eyes, and unfortunately home console and home console gaming is not it at all for them. I think Sony have well and truly, and Nintendo have well and truly dominated that market, and you got to appreciate, console, the gaming industry is extremely monopolistic, and people keep calling kind of Microsoft the monopoly, but ironically, it's PlayStation that's the monopoly here, because their success creates a snowball effect where the more subscribers they have to PS Plus, and the more the player base they have, the more sales they get, the more money they get. The more sales in third-party revenue, the more deals they can make with developers, because they're at a profit, so they're not losing money. And the higher the player base, the more devs want to make deals with them. So Xbox, in order to make a deal with developers, I mean, look at Stalker 2. That is a prime example of what I'm talking about here. A 3-month Xbox exclusive. I mean, they really could only get 3 months out of those devs because they didn't want to forego sales for too long. I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, Stalker 2, they've spent years and years and years and years on this game. It's one of the most ambitious games in respect to the size of the studio probably ever made. It's one of the most ambitious. It's definitely Cyberpunk level, easily, right, in terms of ambition. And no doubt a lot better in delivery as well. And no shit, do they want sales? Of course they do. So Microsoft goes to them saying, "Hi, we want you to forego the most popular gaming platform and all the sales it provides, and go onto a subscription service day one of release." When you really think about it, no wonder they could only get 3 months. Because the industry is monopolistic. That most of them will want to go to PlayStation because that's where the sales are. That's where people buy games. They haven't got a competing service fighting against sales on PlayStation. Not really. It doesn't cannibalize sales. It promotes them. It nurtures sales growth. It's a good environment for sales to occur. In my opinion. So yeah, I think Stalker 2 is a prime example of why Xbox is in a position of, what's the word, disadvantage. What's your thoughts on that, Toolman?
Yeah, I don't know why they don't do a long range. Well, I do know. I mean, they talk about it all the time. It's all they talk about is Game Pass. Somebody put out a tweet here today. I can't remember who it was. I messaged on it. Of what do you think? I can't remember if it was. What do you think Xbox can improve on? I know listed about 5 or 6 things, and one of them was about the Game Pass and, the leadership we talk about. I mean, I just don't. If you watch an interview from them, it always seems like whatever leadership is being interviewed, it's like they're reading from a script. It's always the same stuff they're always saying. It's always circling back around the Game Pass. It's just these same PR points that they hit each time. And if they ask them a question, they don't really answer it. They're just really vague. And they just come back around to, we believe, whatever. We believe in the player and blah, 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 and all that, whatever stuff they say. I can't remember, but I don't know. I don't think they do a very good job of the leadership. And I heard a lot of people. I watched a lot of videos on Matt Booty. He was interviewed by Kind of Funny here several months back. I don't know if you watched that one.
Kind of Funny Games. I love Kind of Funny. I don't watch it often, but I do really enjoy it.
I don't know if you watched that interview. I watched it, and he talked a little bit about himself. There was some stuff he said pretty good. You know, he's talking more of like how he got into the business and where he came from. But then when it got to what is your role at Xbox, it was more or less just, well, I don't try to get in the way. I just sort of just stand, just ask people what they need.
Oh, I remember this.
And
I
I'm
remember
like,
this. Yeah.
what? You're the leader of the first party. You don't stand off to the side going, excuse me,
He needs
can I get
sacking, bro.
anything?
He does not know how to manage studios at all.
And if the rumor's right that they're going to buy more studios, is he going to get more studios to manage? I don't think so.
He's
having a hard time with 15.
I mean, look at
and really,
Everwild.
15 is too many.
Yeah, facts.
But you look at Herman Holst. You don't know a lot about them, but he's proven himself. He's proven himself.
He really is.
Him
and Yoshida-san together are like my days. They are a force of productivity. They are a powerhouse of incentivizing, encouraging, and facilitating dev growth, both in terms of personal dev capability and knowledge and skill set, but in their ambitions as well. Jade Raymond said literally that Sony are the only, or what, something along these lines, like they know more than anyone else what devs really need and how to facilitate them the best way. And that's not asking them what do you need. It's not giving them a blank canvas and saying, you know, what color crayons would you like. It's doing what Yoshida-san has always done. It's this needs work. Yeah, no, this isn't good enough. This is amazing, but you need to, grow. Now focus on that and grow it. Take the direction of this in this way because this just isn't working. You know, he's critiquing them. This needs delaying. He did it with God of War.
Yeah, I mean, did you watch the Raising Kratos documentary?
Yeah.
Where he came in and you have Corey Barlog saying that he went to that meeting thinking, oh, he's just going to give me a few comments, and said he just got reamed up one side down the other. This is wrong. You need to change this. Not standing over there going, do you need anything? No, just take your time. You need some more money? No, it was totally the opposite. It was, a structured, type of direction for them. It was, this is what we're looking for, and you are not meeting these expectations we are giving you, and this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is what you need to change, and I better see this, and this when I come back. I better, stuff like that, that like a wake-up call. And I don't know, I think from Xbox's 360 days, they've just never woken up from that. Because that Xbox One launch, watching that documentary, that was like, you almost felt bad for some of them. They still felt that. The people that had been there back then that are still there today, like Aaron Greenberg, he had a face on him. He was like,
close to tears,
he could still remember. He could still remember that day of like, it still sticks with him. That's how you looks like.
Honestly, his face is like PTSD. He looks on the verge of tears when he was recounting that. He said he breathed heavily and he went. It was hard. It was one of the worst days of my life or something like that. He looked like on the verge of a breakdown of tears. It was that. So which kudos to Aaron Greenberg. It shows, he does really care about Xbox, and of course he does. He doesn't shut up about it.
But I really think Xbox needs someone in there like that to push them, to set expectations and go, this is the bar we're at. This is where we want to go. This is where I want you to be.
You'll start seeing
And
Yoshida-san. You'll start seeing Yoshida-san receiving free gifts from Microsoft soon. I guarantee it. Come work for us. Here's a yellow chair. We love you. In fact, this is actually the Raising Kratos video right now that's just started playing. Which is funny. There he is. Look at that beautiful man right there. That absolute legend. I love Corey. He's such a genuine, real guy. No, but facts, bro. 100% agree with you. Xbox needs a Yoshida. And let's just admit it. Xbox devs need a PS5. Sorry.
Because I want all the people over on the Xbox side. I want them that have put all their time, all the money, into playing over there. I'm sure it's hard for them to hear, that it's not about the console anymore. It's about Game Pass, and this is where you need to be. And what about the people? Because they've got 100 million gold subscribers. At least that's what it was. But only whatever it is, 20% of that is actual Game Pass Ultimate. But there's a lot of them that don't want to do the subscription. They want to buy their games. That's what they want, and so that I don't know.
Yeah, no, facts. For some reason, Nightmare messaged me. His messages weren't showing on the stream, apparently. I don't know if he's been muted by someone accidentally. That would suck.
It was showing earlier.
Yeah, it was. That's bizarre. What a shame. I've just sent him a message now, apologising, had no idea. But yeah, Nightmare, if you're still listening to this, drop a comment and I'll make sure that you... I certainly haven't muted you, dude. I fucks with you on Twitter, so I don't know what's going on there.
You're not seeing anything.
Weird.
Yeah, how far back it goes.
Curtis writes, was cool hangout with you guys, gonna get some sleep. Peace. Yeah, peace to you, Curtis, mate. I'm gonna go soon as well. It's ridiculous. It's like 3:35 in the morning here, and I do need to try and get some sleep. Because I'm doing wedding stuff tomorrow. Yeah, I love chatting with you, Toolman, dude, and I love what you say. I know you're absolutely spot on, mate. It's bang on the money, and I really hope that Xbox do get kind of the guidance and leadership that they deserve. Or need rather. Look at Everwild. Even right now, recently on Jeff Grubb's podcast, Jeff Grubb literally said it's a mess. Everwild's a mess right now.
Yeah, we've been hearing that for a while now.
Yeah.
Just stuff is not going good there, but
No, big facts. Here's hoping. They apparently it's literally they have no direction. They have no idea what they want, what they're hoping for. Now, what this kind of gets me is surely they would have pitched the project first, right? What they were working on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I would think,
but if they had pitched it, then they would have had a clear vision of the product. Now, I cannot for the life of me imagine that they would have pitched it, or that's how it works at Microsoft. It's not pitch us a game, it's make what you want. That must be the case, because otherwise Matt Booty would say, if he was good at his job, would say, well, remember what you pitched us. This was the goal. This was the vision. We want you to make that. We said yes to that. We greenlit that. So stay true to that vision. it's like they're directionless, bro. They have no freaking clue.
Mm-hmm.
You
know, and a lot of, it's pretty much a common thing of, of a little bit of turnover in the studios and stuff, but it seems like Xbox has had quite a bit over the last couple of years, like major turnover, especially with 343, and then I know there was a few others, though, like Drew Murray going back to Insomniac. So I thought that was kind of a blow to to the initiative. They brought him in for that to kind of help out as the second in command over there. And then
there's these
like after they launched that trailer, 2 weeks later, he was gone.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm going back. It's like, whoa.
And dude, I mean, there's no better place to be right now than Insomniac. I mean, they're just freaking on fire. They're pioneering tech, tech as well, and techniques. Like they've got a 40 FPS mode now instead of 30 FPS.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
and where response time is higher, because instead of doing the refresh rate by traditional scaling, they multiply it then half it or something like that, where basically it makes response time much better, and frame rate slightly smoother, because how Digital Foundry breaks it down how it works, but it's like some complicated but ingenious way to get the native fidelity mode that bit more, that little bit better, while still making it stable. And it's like, wow, that they'll be using that in their next game, no doubt about it. And whilst also pioneering machine learning in muscle deformation, I mean, they're really pushing shit forward in the medium, and I think that's incredible. And Insomniac are definitely the place to be, but just look at Haven and Firewalk Studios and Deviation Games. These are they're working on things that we have no idea about. And then you've got Firesprite. They've got like 4 projects reportedly in the works.
Yeah, well, there was Herman Holtz that announced several months back about that we got 25 projects in the works, and that I don't think that included any of what you just said. It might have, maybe Jade Raymond's studio might have been part of that, but yeah, I think there's a lot more that's not even been brought to light.
So much more, bro. They're holding. I actually tweeted Yoshida-san the other day saying, Yoshi, I have a gut feeling that you're holding a lot back, that you've got a lot of cards kept close to your chest that you've not yet revealed to us, and really excited about these future developments. And I don't think we're quite ready. You've got a lot of kind of secrets in store, and I think 2022 is going to be crazy. We've got a 4-month window between God of War Ragnarok and Gran Turismo 7, and that's a lot of time in between to fill. And I think we're going to get it filled pretty well. And I don't mean Phil Spencer, I mean filled by Sony.
Yeah.
And but we don't know what with, because they've not revealed many of their projects, and they've got some 25 first-party projects. And when I say first-party, I mean, I don't mean literally 25 of their projects made by only first-party studios. I mean first-party games where they can be made by third-party studios, but in a second-party relationship. So they got some 25 projects in the works, and we've only seen what right now? 4? Gran Turismo 7, God of War, Horizon, Sifu.
I tell you what, you said earlier about most anticipated. It's not going to be this year, but that Wolverine, when I seen that pop up, probably like most people, but I said this last time too. That Wolverine game.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they show something this year about that. Even if it's just a trailer, But knowing Sony, usually they like to put that gameplay in there just to, get the pot stirred and get you more excited for it and stuff. And, because they did that with Forbidden West. They did that, and then you didn't hear nothing for a little while, and got everybody talking about it. Then here in the last month, all they've been doing is just dropping, here's another little trailer, here's another little gameplay, here's another little gameplay. And, it just fuels the fire up until launch, so.
Big facts. They do things very differently. Microsoft like to throw all their cards out there. I mean, they revealed Everwild how long ago? And now it's a completely different game, according to reports. I mean, it's crazy.
What was that, 17 or 18, or was it 16?
Oh, I can't, mate. It was so long ago, it's hard to
remember. I can't remember what year. I've heard it.
We've only had, I think, eight reveals so far of first and second party games, and we've got we're not even halfway through the list of things yet to be revealed, of projects in development. That's just nuts to me. So yeah, watch this space. I think we're going to see by 2023. 2022 is the beginning of I think the next legacy that PlayStation creates. 2022 is going to be truly like the start of shit getting real. And 2023 will be like a part 2 of that. I think 2023 will be just as good, if not even better, which is hard to imagine. But yeah, we're not ready, fam. And I think we're going to see such a disparity. Go on, mate.
Do you think 2023 we're still going to see first-party cross-gen titles, or do you think they're going to start cutting them out? I
think they're going to be distancing themselves more and more. I imagine by 2023 we'll have 35 to 40 million PlayStation 5s on the market. Easily. So with that, I think they'll be a lot more in a position to basically say, you want to play this game, get a PS5. They'll be more available, and I think a PS5 Pro will be released by the end of 2023, early 2024, maybe late 2024 at latest. Because we're going to be seeing a technological jump in the next couple of years that's going to make basically a 3090 look like a mid-gen graphics card, a mid graphics card. When they're talking about freaking mini tiny OLED screens in VR headsets, for goodness sake. I mean, it's the shit that we're going to be seeing with RDNA 3. It's just going to accelerate tech. So I think the PS5 by necessity, and definitely the Xbox Series X by necessity, will need a mid-gen refresh. I don't see the Xbox Series S surviving to 2024. Once again, I think Xbox will kind of, I guess you could say, backtrack on a decision and realize that, Series S can't handle this shit. It's not future-proof after all. Because of the split RAM, the RAM just isn't there. The RAM just isn't there, and I think it's a similar issue with the Xbox Series X, to be honest. So I do personally see a mid-gen refresh happening, and the power difference is going to be nuts. But yeah, I think 2023 is going to be truly like next gen focused, and there'll still be PS4 games released, but cross-gen will be lesser of a thing than next-gen. But that's just my speculation. Obviously, I only know as much as you do.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. It does come down to the consoles that are available, what they're going to do with it. So, which is a shame,
Yeah.
Because I dang sure don't want to see Wolverine come out, and I really don't want it to be cross-gen, but if it is, so be it. But
It'd be a shame, but I guess some things don't need to be. Some things are scalable not by purposeful limitation, but just by natural logic. Like, some games don't need to be next gen only. Especially when the only thing really setting it apart in design is graphics. Because they're scalable far more so than game design. But I mean, when we get to a point where, I mean, I was pitching this idea that I've wanted for a while. A video game. Imagine a video game where you're like in a city and it's nighttime, and you get out your scope and you can see literally in this like Tokyo-esque city with thousands of skyscrapers. You can see into the windows of these buildings and NPCs in those windows, and you can literally smash through the window 37 stories up a skyscraper, and the full interior of the room is there and everything's there. Now, that wouldn't have been possible on last gen consoles. It's possible now, certainly on PS5. Why? Because the SSD can load in the interiors of those buildings. Now, how do you get all those interiors designed? Dev time, right? Well, no, you got algorithms to do that. Procedural generation can do that, right? So all you need to focus on is then, after coding the procedural generation of rooms in buildings and skyscrapers, you then just need to focus on getting the SSD memory allocation sorted. So when is the game going to remove things behind you in the big open world city and focus on the room inside? Well, you can do that, and then once you're inside, what's outside of the building, when you look out the window, you can't see behind the building, you can't see around the corner. So all that's needed is what's on screen at that given time to be loaded in. And because you're talking about 5 to 15 gigabytes per second of memory, if compression is good enough, of assets being streamed to the RAM, that shit's possible. So literally right now it's possible to design a game where that sort of shit is happening, where you're in this big open world city and every building is fully furnished and scalable, and you can go inside of them. That is now possible, and it wasn't possible before.
Yeah, it's come a long way. A long way.
But would that shit be possible on a Series S? I doubt it, because of the RAM. Unless they had extremely low quality assets. But I think we'll get to a point where the Series S at least will be phased out. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about all that stuff. I'm sure it would definitely take a resolution hit to do it and stuff. But
yeah,
it's just got the 4 cores in it,
well, my dudes, I'm gonna shut the freak up now and say thank you for listening to me ramble. I hope it's been at least somewhat entertaining. And by the way, I was talking rubbish before. I don't think a mid-gen refresh will be 2023 at all. I think late 2024, early 2025 at least. And I'd say definitely by late 2025 will we get a mid-gen refresh. But that idea of that game that I pitched, to think that that's possible now, blows my mind. And we've yet to see a game like that, but I definitely think we will later on in this generation. So it's crazy to think about. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Toolman, you've been awesome, bro, to co-host this with. Thank you. It means a lot that you jumped on.
Most of it was Axel, so.
Yeah, well, Axel, of course. Axel's awesome, and was awesome having him with me. But yeah, Axel's a really good friend of mine. We go way back, and And no, thank you very much. Brian King, you weren't controversial at all, brother. And to be honest, I like controversy. I like people challenging my opinions, and I like people giving their own and speaking their mind. You know, I'll tell you something. Shaky Shako, who you know is a good friend of this show and a good friend of the Company of Gamers podcasts. He gives me so much shit every week. He literally messages me long critiques of how I can improve and what I'm doing wrong. And you know what, mate? It's invaluable. He's the reason my show is improving, because he told me, Wooly, your thumbnails suck, work on it. He's my Yoshida-san, right? So don't ever worry about being controversial. I mean, it's a blessing. And we're in a world now where opinions aren't allowed, because opinions can be offensive, and if you offend someone, that's on you. That's on you, because God forbid someone has the right to be offended, but doesn't have the right to not be offended. I mean, people shouldn't have control over not being offended. I think we should always be allowed to risk being offensive, because otherwise, how can you have discourse and opinions? You know. But yeah, so thank you, Brian King. Thank you. Who are you? Means a lot. Jesus, thank you so much, brother. It's been awesome. Loved it. Having you with us as well. Everyone in the chat, you've all been awesome. Nelson Gaming, appreciate it, brother. Thanks for chilling with me tonight, Curtis. Much appreciated, bro. Shout out to you. PlayStation Gaming Extremist, much love, dude. You've all been awesome, and I will and thank you for the sub. I watched the hub and jerk off. I appreciate it. That's his name. That's not what I do. I don't watch the hub and jerk off. But yeah, catch you next time, and yeah, see you soon. Stay awesome.
Later, everyone. Good night.